Hello, everybody! Josslyn's dangerous WSB mission, the looming confrontation between Carly and her daughter, the secret agent life of Josslyn Jax. The world of General Hospital has taken a dramatic turn as Josslyn Jax finds herself deeply embedded in her first mission as a WSB agent. A secret that threatens to explode the Spencer Corinthos family dynamics in ways no one could have predicted. After completing what has been described as the fastest spy school in history, Josslyn has been thrust into a complex operation that requires her to infiltrate the academic world of Port Charles University. Josslyn's recruitment into the WSB came through a series of manipulative circumstances orchestrated by Brennan, who saw potential in her after she killed Cyrus Renault in self-defense. What began as Brennan covering up her involvement in Cyrus's death has evolved into a full-scale recruitment operation, with Josslyn now serving as an active WSB operative. The transformation from college student to international spy has been swift and dramatic, with Eden McCoy herself expressing excitement about the storyline that was summarized to her as Dex dies. I kill Cyrus, and then I become a spy. The Professor Dalton mission. Josslyn's first assignment has placed her in direct competition with her friend Emma Scorpio Drake for a research assistant position with Professor Henry Dalton at PCU. The mission, overseen by her handler Vaughn, requires Josslyn to get close to the mysterious professor and monitor his activities, which are suspected to be connected to dangerous research funded by the notorious Jens Sidwell. The complexity of this mission has forced Josslyn to engage in activities that go against her moral compass, including sabotaging Emma's research project by corrupting her thumb drive. This betrayal of her friend has created internal conflict for Josslyn, who admits to feeling guilty about her actions, but remains committed to completing her mission. The ethical dilemmas she faces represent a significant departure from the straightforward moral choices of her previous life as a college student. Professor Dalton himself presents a concerning figure, with his behavior toward Emma raising red flags about inappropriate conduct. The professor's connections to Sidwell's funding and his mysterious activities in restricted hospital areas have made him a target of WSB surveillance. Josslyn's task of becoming his research assistant has proven challenging, as she entered his environmental physics class late in the semester and must now compete for his attention while maintaining her cover. Brennan's web of deception. The relationship between Brennan and Carly Spencer has been built on a foundation of manipulation and hidden agendas that threatens to crumble when the truth emerges. According to General Hospital's head writers, Brennan's presence in Port Charles and his proximity to Carly is no accident. His feelings for Carly are accidental, and those feelings will come into direct conflict with his intentions for Josslyn. Brennan's triple betrayal encompasses his manipulation of Carly to gain access to Josslyn, his recruitment of Josslyn behind Carly's back, and his framing of Jason Morgan to cover up Cyrus's death. This systematic deception has been months in the making, with Brennan strategically positioning himself in Carly's life to achieve his recruitment goals. The irony is that while Brennan's initial approach to Carly was calculated, his feelings for her have become genuine, creating a conflict between his professional objectives and personal emotions. The WSB chief's methods have put Josslyn in increasingly dangerous situations, from the initial confrontation with Cyrus at the cabin to her current undercover work with Professor Dalton. Brennan's willingness to use Carly's daughter as an asset while simultaneously pursuing a romantic relationship with her mother represents a profound violation of trust that will have lasting consequences. The inevitable discovery. Carly Spencer's investigative instincts and protective maternal nature make her discovery of Brennan's deception virtually inevitable. As someone who has navigated the dangerous waters of Port Charles for years, Carly possesses the skills and intuition necessary to uncover the truth about both Brennan's manipulation and Josslyn's secret life. Her growing suspicions about Josslyn's mysterious activities and extended absences have already begun to raise red flags. The signs of Josslyn's double life are becoming increasingly difficult to hide. From her vague explanations about her whereabouts to her sudden interest in academic pursuits that seem out of character. Carly's trained eye for deception, honed through years of dealing with mob-related secrets and family crises, will likely pick up on the inconsistencies in her daughter's behavior. The emotional toll of maintaining such a significant secret while living under the same roof as her perceptive mother creates a powder keg situation ready to explode. The mother-daughter confrontation. When Carly discovers the truth about Brennan's recruitment of Josslyn, the confrontation promises to be explosive and emotionally devastating. Carly's protective instincts regarding her children have been demonstrated repeatedly throughout the series, and her reaction to learning that Brennan has manipulated both her and her daughter will likely be fierce and unforgiving. The betrayal cuts deep on multiple levels: the romantic deception, the endangerment of her daughter, and the violation of her trust as a mother. The argument between Carly and Josslyn will likely center on several key issues: Josslyn's decision to keep such a monumental secret from her mother, the dangerous nature of her WSB activities, and the way Brennan has manipulated their family relationships. Carly's demand that Josslyn abandon her WSB involvement will clash with her daughter's newfound sense of purpose and independence. The generational conflict between a protective mother and a young adult seeking to forge her own path will add complexity to an already volatile situation. The possibility of physical confrontation, including Carly slapping Josslyn, represents the ultimate breakdown of communication between mother and daughter. Such a dramatic escalation would demonstrate the depth of Carly's shock and betrayal while highlighting the irreparable damage that secrets and lies can inflict on family relationships. The slap would serve as a physical manifestation of the emotional wound that Brennan's manipulation has created within the Spencer family. The broader implications. The revelation of Josslyn's WSB involvement will have far-reaching consequences beyond the immediate family drama. Her relationship with Emma Scorpio Drake has already been strained by the deception required for her mission, and the full truth about her sabotage of Emma's research project will likely end their friendship. The trust that has been broken extends beyond family boundaries to encompass the broader Port Charles community. Brennan's manipulation of the Spencer family will also impact his standing within the WSB and his relationships with other Port Charles residents. Anna Devane's existing suspicions about Brennan's methods and motives will be validated, potentially leading to professional consequences. The exposure of his recruitment tactics may also call into question other WSB operations and the agency's ethics in using civilian assets. The psychological impact on Josslyn herself cannot be understated, as she faces the potential loss of her mother's trust and support at a critical time in her young adult development. The conflict between her loyalty to her family and her commitment to her mission creates an internal struggle that will define her character's future trajectory. The skills and confidence she has gained through her WSB training will be tested in the most personal and painful way possible. Next, we will dive deep into the swirling drama surrounding Kai Taylor, Curtis Ashford, and Drew Kane, as secrets unravel and loyalties are tested in the bustling halls of General Hospital. Buckle up for a roller coaster of intrigue, hidden motives, and unexpected alliances as we explore the latest developments in Port Charles with fresh details, expanded storylines, and gripping revelations. Kai Taylor stumbles into a web of secrets. In the heart of Port Charles, young Kai Taylor finds himself inadvertently entangled in a dangerous game of deception. While passing through a quiet corridor at General Hospital, Kai overhears a heated conversation between Curtis Ashford and his wife, Dr. Portia Robinson. Curtis, with a tone laced with desperation, confesses that he must locate a mysterious woman named Jacinda. His plan: to offer her a substantial sum of money to fabricate a story that clears Drew Kane of any wrongdoing, claiming that Drew willingly took ketamine, absolving others of blame in a scandal that has rocked their social circle. This bombshell revelation leaves Kai stunned as he grapples with the weight of what he's just learned. The conversation hints at deeper fractures in Curtis and Portia's relationship, with Curtis admitting that protecting Portia from Drew's potential wrath is his top priority, even if it means resorting to unethical measures. Kai, though shaken, can't help but wonder about the true nature of the ties binding these powerful players in Port Charles. Adding to the complexity, Kai decides to confide in Trina Robinson, Portia's daughter and a close friend who has been visibly concerned about the growing tension between her parents. Sitting in the hospital cafeteria over a cup of lukewarm coffee, Kai relays the unsettling details of Curtis's plan. Trina's brow furrows with worrying, her mind racing with questions about her father's intentions and her mother's safety. Despite her curiosity, she urges Kai to steer clear of the mess, warning him that meddling in family affairs, especially ones as volatile as this, could spell trouble. "Kai, you've got enough on your plate," she says softly, her eyes reflecting a mix of gratitude and fear. "Just let this go, okay? It's not your fight." But as Kai nods in reluctant agreement, a flicker of doubt crosses his face. Can he truly ignore what he's heard, especially when it involves someone to whom he owes so much? Kai's unwavering loyalty to Drew Kane. Kai's internal conflict deepens when we consider his profound connection to Drew Kane, a man who has become something of a guardian angel to him. Drew's generosity changed Kai's life in ways he could never have imagined. After a devastating injury threatened to end his promising football career, Kai faced a grim future until Drew stepped in. Not only did Drew fund an experimental and highly risky surgery that restored Kai's ability to walk and potentially play again, but he also offered unwavering emotional support during Kai's grueling recovery. The procedure, performed by a renowned specialist flown in from Europe, involved cutting-edge techniques that carried a high chance of failure. Yet, against all odds, Kai emerged stronger, recently taking his first steps on the field during a local charity game, a moment of triumph that brought tears to his eyes and gratitude to his heart. This act of kindness has cemented Kai's loyalty to Drew, blinding him to any flaws or hidden agendas Drew might harbor. To Kai, Drew is a hero beacon of hope who saw his potential when others had given up. Late at night, as Kai lies awake in his modest apartment, he often reflects on how different his life could have been without Drew's intervention. The weight of this debt presses heavily on him, especially now that he holds information that could impact Drew directly. Kai's admiration borders on reverence, and he feels an almost sacred duty to protect Drew's interests. Will this sense of obligation push him to reveal Curtis's scheme, even if it means betraying Trina's trust and stepping into dangerous territory? A fateful encounter at General Hospital. The tension reaches a boiling point when Kai crosses paths with Drew in the bustling halls of General Hospital. Drew, ever the perceptive figure, notices Kai near the physical therapy wing, where the young man has been diligently working on his recovery. With a warm smile, Drew approaches, genuinely curious about Kai's progress. "How's it going, champ?" he asks, clapping a friendly hand on Kai's shoulder. Kai beams with pride as he shares the good news: no setbacks, steady improvement, and even a few practice throws on the field. Drew's face lights up with satisfaction, thrilled to see his investment in Kai paying off. But beneath the surface, Drew senses something amiss. Kai's usual easygoing demeanor seems strained, his smile a little too forced, his eyes darting away as if hiding a burden. Concerned, Drew presses gently, his tone shifting to one of quiet reassurance. "Hey, you know you can talk to me about anything, right? What's on your mind?" Kai hesitates, his heart pounding as he wrestles with his conscience. He tries to brush it off, mumbling about being tired from therapy, but Drew isn't convinced. With a sigh, Kai caves under the weight of Drew's sincerity. In a hushed voice, he confesses what he overheard Curtis's plan to track down Jacinda and bribe her into altering the narrative around the ketamine incident. The words spill out like a dam breaking, and Kai watches Drew's expression darken with each revelation. Drew's jaw tightens, a storm brewing behind his calm exterior, but he manages a curt nod of gratitude. "Thanks for telling me, Kai. I'll handle this," he says, his voice low and resolute. As Kai walks away, a mix of relief and dread settles in his chest. What has he just set in motion? Drew uncovers a sinister conspiracy. Armed with Kai's intel, Drew wastes no time piecing together a puzzle that has long eluded him. Sitting in his sleek office overlooking Port Charles, he pores over old conversations and suspicious interactions, his mind racing as connections snap into place. It dawns on him that Portia Robinson and Nina Reeves might be the masterminds behind the ketamine plot, a calculated move to discredit him and protect their own interests. Drew recalls late-night phone calls he'd overheard between Nina and an unknown contact, cryptic messages that now make chilling sense. He suspects that Curtis's desperate search for Jacinda is less about justice and more about shielding Portia from exposure as a co-conspirator. The realization hits like a sucker punch. Drew has been played, and the stakes are higher than he ever imagined. Determined to turn the tables, Drew decides to confront Nina, leveraging their complicated history to extract information. Their meeting at a dimly lit diner on the edge of town is tense, charged with unspoken accusations. "Where's Jacinda, Nina?" he demands, his voice cutting through the hum of late-night patrons. Nina's facade of innocence cracks under his piercing gaze, and though she denies knowing Jacinda's exact whereabouts, she lets slip that the woman might be hiding in the rugged expanse of the Australian outback. A lead Drew seizes with ruthless intent. Meanwhile, Curtis has enlisted the formidable Felicia Scorpio, a private investigator known for her uncanny ability to track down even the most elusive targets. Felicia, with her network of international contacts, is already narrowing down Jacinda's location, following whispers of her presence in remote mining towns. Drew knows time is of the essence. Booking a last-minute flight, he prepares for a harrowing journey to the outback, determined to reach Jacinda before Felicia does. The race is on, and the outcome could reshape alliances in Port Charles forever. The stakes of the search for Jacinda. As the search for Jacinda intensifies, the question looms large: who will find her first? Drew's relentless drive is fueled by betrayal and a thirst for vindication, while Felicia's methodical approach and Curtis's urgency create a formidable opposition. Jacinda, rumored to be living under an assumed name in a dusty outback settlement, holds the key to unraveling the truth about the ketamine scandal. Her testimony could either exonerate Drew or bury him under a mountain of fabricated guilt, depending on who sways her first. Adding to the intrigue, local lore suggests Jacinda has taken refuge among a tight-knit community of opal miners, people fiercely protective of their own. Both Drew and Felicia will need to navigate cultural barriers and rugged terrain. Drew with his charm and determination, Felicia with her cunning and resourcefulness. Back in Port Charles, Kai wrestles with the fallout of his decision to confide in Drew. Word of his involvement begins to spread, casting doubt on his loyalties among friends like Trina, who feels betrayed by his inability to keep the secret. Meanwhile, Portia and Curtis grow increasingly paranoid, sensing that their carefully constructed house of cards is on the verge of collapse. The ripple effects of Kai's revelation threaten to upend not just personal relationships, but the very fabric of trust within the community. As Drew boards his plane, a storm brews on the horizon, both literal and metaphorical. Will he uncover the full extent of Nina and Portia's involvement? Can Curtis protect his family from the consequences of their past actions? And most importantly, will the truth about Jacinda finally come to light? Next, we will uncover the whirlwind of casting changes shaking up the world of Port Charles during the week of June 16th to 20th, bringing you the latest on who's arriving, who's departing, and what's next for your favorite characters. Prepare for an in-depth look at the comings and goings at General Hospital, complete with fresh details, expanded insights, and exciting new elements to enrich the evolving drama. A heartfelt farewell to Jonathan Jackson as Lucky Spencer. In a move that has left fans reeling, Jonathan Jackson has once again bid farewell to his iconic role as Lucky Spencer on General Hospital. After a fleeting 9-month return to the soap, Lucky's latest chapter in Port Charles came to a close last week, marking yet another departure for the beloved character. Jackson first captivated audiences in 1993 at the tender age of 11, embodying Lucky with a raw charm that made him a household name. Over the years, he portrayed the character intermittently until 2011, with a brief reappearance in 2015. While recasts Jacob Young 2000 to 2003 and Greg Vaughn 2003 to 2009 also took on the role during his absences, Lucky's return in August 2020 reignited hope among longtime viewers for a deeper storyline, but alas, his exit has once again dimmed those dreams. This time, Jackson's departure stems from personal challenges rather than creative decisions. Residing in Nashville, Tennessee, with his family, the actor found the constant commute to the Los Angeles filming location increasingly taxing. In a candid interview with TV Insider, he shared how the travel disrupted his family life, with long hours away from his wife and children taking an emotional toll. Despite this, Jackson hinted at the possibility of future guest appearances, leaving a sliver of hope for fans. Could Lucky return for a holiday reunion or a critical family crisis? Only time will tell, but for now, the streets of Port Charles feel a little emptier without him. The impact of Lucky's exit reverberates through the community, as his complex relationships with characters like Elizabeth Weber and Nicholas Casadini have long anchored pivotal storylines. Fans reminisced online about his tumultuous history, from his early days as a scrappy teen to his heart-wrenching romance with Elizabeth, sharing bittersweet montages of his most memorable moments. As viewers mourn this loss, they can't help but speculate about potential recasts or surprise returns. Perhaps a dramatic emergency involving his son, Eden, could lure Lucky back sooner than expected. For now, the General Hospital landscape braces for change, and fans are left clutching their tissues, wondering how the Spencer family legacy will evolve in his absence. A warm welcome to soap legend Erika Slezak. While saying goodbye is never easy, General Hospital enthusiasts have a thrilling arrival to look forward to as Erika Slezak, a daytime television icon, joins the cast. Known for her legendary portrayal of Vicky Lord on One Life to Live, Slezak has signed a short-term contract with the ABC soap, promising to bring her unparalleled talent to Port Charles this fall. Details about her character remain tantalizingly under wraps, sparking endless speculation among fans. Will she play a cunning matriarch with hidden ties to the Quartermain family, or perhaps a mysterious outsider with a vendetta against a beloved resident? Producers have kept mum, only confirming that her debut will coincide with the crisp autumn leaves, setting the stage for a storyline that could shake up existing dynamics. Given Slezak's history of portraying multifaceted women with depth and grit, viewers anticipate a role filled with intrigue, possibly a long-lost relative of a core character or a business tycoon poised to challenge local powerhouses like Sunny Corinthos. Slezak's addition to the roster is more than just a casting coup. It's a nod to the rich history of daytime drama, uniting fans of both General Hospital and One Life to Live in eager anticipation. Her past performances suggest he could bring a blend of elegance and steely determination to the canvas, perhaps stirring up old rivalries or forging unexpected alliances. Imagine her character waltzing into a high-stakes gala at the Metro Court, turning heads and dropping cryptic hints about a decades-old secret. Social media buzzes with theories, with some fans hoping for a connection to Vicky Lord's legacy through a crossover subplot. Whatever her role, Slezak's presence promises to inject fresh energy into the show, and we can't wait to see how her character reshapes the intricate web of relationships in Port Charles. Michael Knight returns as Martin Gray with new challenges. Amidst the ebb and flow of casting news, General Hospital fans received a delightful surprise during the week of June 9th to 13th with the return of Michael Knight as the ever-charming Martin Gray. Knight, a familiar face to daytime audiences, slipped back into the role with ease, reintroducing Martin to the forefront of the action. However, life hasn't been kind to the savvy attorney. Fresh off a string of personal setbacks, Martin finds himself financially crippled after his ex-wife siphoned off his wealth through contentious divorces. Once a man of means, he's now reduced to crashing on his sister Mayor Laura Collins's couch, a humbling fall from grace that adds layers of vulnerability to his character. Their sibling banter, tinged with Laura's gentle teasing and Martin's dry wit, offers a lighter counterpoint to his woes, reminding viewers of the deep family ties that ground even the most wayward of souls in Port Charles. This week, from June 16th to 20th, audiences can look forward to more of Martin's journey as he navigates his diminished circumstances. Expect to see him in upcoming episodes, possibly taking on quirky side hustles or scrambling to rebuild his legal career while dodging bill collectors. Rumor has it that Martin might stumble into a peculiar case involving a local small business owner, offering him a chance to reclaim his mojo, though not without comedic mishaps along the way. His increased screen time in the coming months hints at a redemption arc, with potential romantic entanglements or a surprising alliance with an unlikely ally. Could Martin find himself entangled in a scheme with someone like Tracy Quartermain, blending business with personal stakes? Fans are thrilled to see Knight's nuanced portrayal, especially as Martin grapples with self-doubt while leaning on Laura's unwavering support. His return adds a dose of humor and heart to the soap, balancing the heavier dramas unfolding elsewhere in town. Looking ahead, what's next for General Hospital? As the casting carousel spins, General Hospital continues to keep viewers on the edge of their seats with a blend of nostalgia and innovation. Jonathan Jackson's departure as Lucky Spencer tugs at the heartstrings, leaving a void in the Spencer family saga. But it also opens the door for new narratives to emerge. Could a recast or a dramatic plot twist bring Lucky back in a moment of crisis, perhaps tied to his father Luke's lingering mysteries? Meanwhile, Erika Slezak's imminent arrival stirs excitement, promising a character who could challenge the status quo and unearth buried secrets. Will her role intersect with Martin Gray's struggles, creating an unexpected partnership or conflict? Speaking of Martin, Michael Lee. Knight's return injects a relatable underdog story into the mix, offering a counterbalance to the high-stakes intrigue that often dominates the show. His financial and personal rebuilding could parallel broader themes of resilience in Port Charles, resonating with fans who root for second chances. The week of June 16th to 20th serves as a microcosm of the soap's ever-evolving landscape, where every exit paves the way for a new entrance, and every challenge births opportunity. As we bid adieu to familiar faces and welcome fresh talent, the heartbeat of General Hospital remains its ability to reinvent itself while honoring its storied past. Social media platforms light up with fan reactions, from tearful goodbyes to lucky to wild guesses about Slezak's character. One thing is certain, the drama in Port Charles is far from over. Will you miss Jonathan Jackson's portrayal of Lucky Spencer, or are you ready for a new chapter in his story? What kind of character do you hope Erika Slezak will bring to life? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for more spoilers, updates, and exclusive insights right here on our channel.